So Bandirma have it all to do tonight against one of the hottest and clearly one of the best teams in the Basketball Champions League this season. You can see as you look at the bracket there in that bottom left quadrant, the winner of this tie, or this series rather, will advance to take on the winner of Ike against Bonn, Telecom Baskets Bonn. And Nymburk, who have many of the players that represented the country at the FIBA Basketball World Cup last year in China, where the Czech Republic made it to the quarterfinals. Well, high hopes there that they will not only get past this Bandirma team, but they will go even further in the competition. But you never know. Bandirma have played good basketball at home. They've been tough to beat here, and we'll talk about that in just a second. Here in the round of 16 again, they will advance to face the winner of Telecom Baskets Bonn and Ike, that best-of-3 series. Bonn played very well in the first game in Greece, but could not hold on and ended up losing game 1. So Bandirma, their fans will know that Aero Basketball Nymburk have won their last 8 games in the Basketball Champions League, and by an average margin of 22. So it's going to be a big ask stopping this team, which has Deshaun Booker, Peter Benda, Pavel Pomprila, Michael Dixon, Martin Paterka, Jaromir Bohacic, Hayden Dalton, Martin Krish, Roka Rogic, Zach Hankins, Wojciech Hruban, and Peter Safarczyk, and of course coached by Oren Amiel. Hruban really among the contenders for the MVP in the Basketball Champions League this season. Teksüt Bandirma, meanwhile, it's a relatively young team. Furkan Haltali, number 7. Ruud van Onjai, number 10, is going to have to play big minutes. Sadek Emir Kabaja, Erkin Yilmaz, Abdullah Ozer, Atakan Erdek, Khan Bozak, Seamus Hazer, and Alperen Sengun. And playing for Coach Demir. So they were handled pretty much by Nymburk in that first game. And as you see Martin Krish come out and get the high fives, and Zach Hankins, Nymburk won that first game 92-70. And Coach Oren Amiel, it worked to his team's favor that Banvit, there were times when really they couldn't get out of their own way. They missed free throws. They were just 5 of 15 at the free throw line for the entire game. And anytime you struggle hitting your free throws, that's a recipe for defeat. Something they could not overcome. But nevertheless, this experience is going to make a lot of these young kids better, bigger. And no doubt they'll be hoping that it benefits them, that experience last week, when they come out today here to be playing in front of their home fans. Was Bandirma a club that made it all the way to the final of the Basketball Champions League in year 1. They lost to Iberostar Tenerife in that final that was played in Tenerife. The crew chief from Serbia, Sergej Zashuk from Ukraine on the left, and Martin Vulic from Croatia on the right. Starting 5 for Nymburk: Dixon, Bohacic, Dalton, Hankins, and Wojciech Ruban. Bohacic, Ruban were in that Czech team that I mentioned that made it all the way to the quarterfinals. The World Cup. So what can we realistically expect from Bandirma? Well, you know what? They need to make this game as short as possible. In other words, keep it close, and keep it close for as long as possible against a Nymburk team that really means business this year. Orhan Amiel's team just had a whale of a regular season, winning 12 of their 14 games to finish top ahead of Iberostar Tenerife, and of course also winning last week in the first game of the playoffs. So they've been on a roll. They'll be confident, and they'll be looking to take care of business tonight. They want to get this win, get out of Dodge, get back to the Czech Republic, and get ready for what they hope would be the quarterfinals, and not for a Game 3 against Bandirma. They'd like to go ahead and put this thing away tonight. For Teksüt Bandirma, their starting 5 will be Furkan Haltali, Rudvan Onja, Erkan Yilmaz, Seamus Hazar, and Alperen Şengen. So a couple of youngsters, especially Haltali and Şengen, in that starting 5. Well, Seamus Hazar is a youngster as well. And Seamus Hazar, a player that has to step up and be very big tonight, but they will be going up again against a very experienced Nymburk team that hasn't really made waves in the Basketball Champions League playoffs. And they are looking for that to change here in year 4. Hakan Demir, the coach, giving his last-minute instructions here to Bandirma. Orhan Amiel as well, giving his last-minute words to Ruban, Hankins, Dalton, and Bohacic, and Dixon, who will be that starting 5. Other games today, Liet Kabelis at home to Casademont Zaragoza. That one tipping off at the same time as this one. Filo Ostin will be at home to Iberostar Tenerife. Telecom Basket Spawn are hosting Ike. San Pablo Burgos will be going up against Dinamo Sassari. And then the other games, the other round of 16 game 2s will be played tomorrow. Well, good evening, folks. Good early evening here from Bandirma, Turkey. This is the Basketball Champions League game day, or game 2 of this round of 16. Aero Basketball Nymburk taking on Bandirma, and Bohacic already striking from the left corner for three-pointer for Nymburk. So a shot across the bows at the very beginning of the game. Now the pass, and did the three get off in time? Doesn't matter. And the miss. And offensive rebound that usually leads to points for Nymburk, but not that time. Dixon missing with a follow. Now from the right corner. And good strong rebound from Bandirma. And working his way down low and scoring. Schengen. Alperen Schengen. Those promising youngsters in this Banvit team. Now the turnover and a chance to take the lead, and Hazer puts it up and in. Up ahead on the break. And now the miss and the rebound, but then Dalton gets it and scores for Aero Basketball Nymburk. Hazer dribbles up high. Dumps it. Nope. Thought about it. Anjay has to launch it. Natali went for the rebound. Now quickly to Dalton. Alley-oop! And we've got our first dunk from Mr. Hankins. Definitely in his repertoire. We've seen that a lot this season. Well, Nymburk is not a team that you want to get into an up and down battle with. They like to run, they like the open court, and they look very comfortable on that one. But on the other hand, you get the feeling that Nymburk feel like that's going to be their best chance, perhaps, to score, is to beat the other team down the floor. So, we'll see. Up tempo, Hazer doesn't waste any time, he puts it up. Anjay dumps it down low, and Hatali has it knocked out of his hands by Dalton. Pump fake Dalton, now he soars in, puts it up with the left hand, and earns a trip to the free throw line. So Dalton takes his time, makes the first. No Tyler Kalinowski anymore for this Bandirma team, not tonight. And Ruban gets it, and you don't get the offensive rebound. They punish you, and that's what Ruban does. It's now 11-4 in favor of Aero Basketball Nymburk. Rodvan Anjay goes behind his back, gets it across midcourt. He was always very good, Rodvan Anjay, coming off the bench, and now, because of players leaving, he has really got to take a leadership role in this team. Good rebound by Schengen. Hazer launches a three and brings a little bit of rain. Made that with a hand in the face. Good shot. And now, so Schengen, Alperen Schengen commits the foul down low as he challenges Zach Hankins. So Hankins goes to the line. Zach Hankins makes the first. Igor Cherkovich in his rankings story that runs every week has Nymburk at number 3, winners of 28 games straight in all competitions. That's pretty impressive, isn't it? Ball knocked out of bounds. Stay at this end. However, who's number one? Excuse me. Nymburk have won 26 straight games in all competitions, dating back to December 3rd. This is not a team that you want to run into right now. San Pablo Burgos comes in at number 2 in the power rankings, and Hapoel Bank Yahav Jerusalem are number 1. And I'll tell you, that is down to a science that is indisputable. Here is the three-pointer. I say that tongue-in-cheek. Defensive rebound by Bohache. With the pass across court. And nice bank shot by Dixon. Bandirma, meanwhile, well, they're down at number 16, the lowest ranked of the teams in the top 16. And of course, it's because of their some of the players who have parted ways with the club. Hazer steps back again for 3. That's good. He's got it down to a science, doesn't he? And really, that is a shot that if he can make that consistently, he is a much bigger weapon offensively. Over the shoulder pass to Hankins. Now Dixon fouled while hitting the three-pointer by Ruud van Onjai. So a potential 4-point play coming from Michael Dixon. Look at this. And Ruud van Onjai has got to be able to get the hand up and in the face, so to speak, without fouling. But he gives up the 4-point play. So a good start to the game for Dixon. Get a 4-point play and the coach takes you out. What's that all about? Nevertheless, Deshaun Booker comes in. Into the corner it goes. And putting it up and missing everything. Erkan Yilmaz. He goes out and is replaced by Atakan Erdek. And an easy one for Ruban down low. It just continues to get better. Game after game after game. He's got 5 points tonight. No matter what jersey he's got on, whether it's the Czech national team jersey or this Nymburk jersey, he is the real deal. Schengen puts it up. Oh, and is probably thinking right about now he should have made that shot. Well, there's no doubt about it with Bandirma. This is the club that quite possibly could rank number 1 in terms of development of young players. You want to see some good young Turkish players, especially coming up. This is the club you want to keep an eye on year in and year out. I would say it's not a matter of if he will play for Turkey one day, the senior team. It's a matter of when. Probably still a few years away. They've got such a deep talent pool of players in Turkey. Booker gets it inside to Benda, who goes up and misses. Peter Bender ranks 5th on the all-time games list in the Basketball Champions League with 39. That's quite an impressive number. There's Booker coming up, and again over to Ruban, who changes directions and takes it back outside. Here's Ruban. Dancing around, floats up. Schengen over to Ruud van Onjai. Ruud van Onjai goes in, tries to beat Dalton. He does, or Bender rather, but misses the shot. Excuse me, Dalton is the player that was about to block it. Here's Dalton. Now Shingen called for Bohacik called for a foul. Barging into Shingen. Dalton takes a seat and is replaced by Martin Krish, as well as Pavel Pumperla coming in for Jaromir Bohacik. So it's a real asset for Nymburk to be able to bring that type of experience, both of those players off the bench. Oh, tough move, tough drive by Erkan Yilmaz. Pumperla feels his way in, passes it back outside. Booker steps into it. And now Banvit with another opportunity to get closer here. We've seen some good stuff from Aaron Nymburk, but their lead is only 7. Bandirma just trying to absorb these early blows and get on with it. Here's Hazer. Will it be number 3? No, it will not. He's missed. But a foul, a push called on Martin Krish. Shingen just 17 years of age and holding off Martin Krish. That is an impressive big man. And Haltali as well, just 17 years of age. Yilmaz for 3. Good, another one. Well, Bandirma hanging tough here at home against Red Hot Nymburk. Pavel Pumperla gets the bump, goes down, and players from both teams help him up. He'll go to the line.
Teksüt Bandirma'mızın 4. takım faulü. Bandırmamızda oynatan yol oyuncumuz 28 numaralı formasıyla Alperen Şen.
Haltali goes out, and Shingen comes back in. Both Shingen and Haltali measure 6 feet 9 inches in height, but Shingen comes in at 2.06 meters. And Haltali, yeah, they're both at 2.06, excuse me. So Pumperla makes 1 of 2. And with a minute to go in this first quarter, Bandirma trying to get even closer. They trail by 5. Spreading the court. And there, good rebound, Schengen, but he gets blocked by Benda, the veteran. Krish drives in, puts it high up, and swooping in and swatting it away. Looked like that was Kabacha. In fact, it was Erkan Yilmaz. Dixon again, and then gets it to Krish. He's blocked. Benda catches, gets it to Pumperla. Shakes, bakes, and does not pull it out of the oven. now a technical foul has been called on Hakan Demir. Not sure why. Must have said something. Well, I suppose his players will like the fact that he's sticking up for them, but I guess it's never a good time to get a technical, especially when you're trying to claw back a big deficit. So Dixon has it and takes advantage. So the technical free throw, a 6-point lead, and Bandirma trying to inbound it with Seamus Hazard. Remember, Aero Basketball Nymburk won game one decisively by 22 points. Oh, faking the handoff and going up strong with Schengen. That was impressive. Great upper body strength. Prumpala gets it off in time, but not close. So at the end of one, Aero Basketball Nymburk, they lead it 22-18. (22-18). Aero Basketball Nymburk on top of Teksüt Bandirma. Second quarter action underway here in Bandırma, Turkey. Aero Basketball Nymburk looking to sweep Bandırma. Win the first game 92-70. And right now they're on top by 4 points. Schengen. Dixon quickly underneath the crease. Dangerous pass. Booker's got it. Booker tries to go baseline, and a nice reach by Seamus Hazard to knock the ball off of Booker's leg. Good anticipation, almost coming up with a steal was Pavel Prumpala. Nymburk. Back outside. Three-pointer is good. from Sadık Emir Kabaca. So Kabaca, one of the tallest players on the court, shows he's got a sweet stroke. Now Benda throws it right back in from deep and makes it a 4-point game. Well, nothing worse for a team to hit a three only to watch the opponent then answer with a three. And you're trying to come back. Martin Krish picks up the personal, the reach. You can see with Kabaca, he's also that same size, 2.6, 2.06, 2.07 meters as Schengen and Hatale, but perhaps a little leaner and maybe better suited to be out on the perimeter. Well, here he is again, knocking in another three-pointer. Kabaca has arrived. And now the game, just 1 point in it. The pass back and the answer for Zach Hankins. Boy, great penetration and an even nicer pass by Pavel Pumperla.
Teksüt Bandirma'mızda oraya dahil olan oyuncumuz 22 numaralı formasıyla oyundan çıkan oyuncumuz 10 numaralı formasıyla
So Hazard comes in for Ruud van Unjai. So, you know what? I mean, you don't know how many wins this this Bandirma team is going to get this year, but boy, it is exciting watching these youngsters come out. And that's one great thing about this club, and really you have to say for the Basketball Champions League overall, some of the opportunities the young players have gotten, it's really helped them take their game to new heights. Nice entry pass. Erdek launches it from way downtown. And now a push and a foul on Hankins. Yeah, Hankins, you can see, was pushing off on Schengen. Three-point attempt. And that time from Seamus Hazard off target. Dalton from three-point range. Well, not afraid are these Nymburk players to put it up from deep. 6 points now for Dalton. And 6 points is the lead for Nymburk. Hazard gets it back, steps back again. Bounce pass, good play. Oh, look at the passing. Look at the passing. They didn't come away with points, but well done, Bandirma. Now Dalton answers, little flick. And Hankins called for the foul. Gives a stare to Sergei Zashuk. Doesn't want to do that. It was challenging for the ball. I mean, it may not have been a foul, but you can understand why that foul would be called. Martin Peterka checks into the game. You got to keep an eye on him if you're Bandirma. He's a good three-point shooter as well. Kabaca. Erdek. Interesting shooting motion. Kind of almost pushes it with his right arm. Three-point attempt. Ball rims out. Peterka. Over to Dixon. Dalton thought about it. Good D by Hazard, almost coming up with a steal. Shot clock about to expire, and then Hazard called for a foul with 0.6 seconds to go on the shot clock.
Teksüt Bandirma'mızın ikinci takım faulü.
Did a great job until the very end. Then his feet did not move, and he reached in and committed the foul. Shingen goes out. Haltali comes back in. So Demir's alternating those two bigs. Dalton. Excuse me, that was Paterka missing. Eric, a long way out. Well, I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter. That was Yilmaz, excuse me. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Here he is again. Beautiful release and did not hesitate. That was a long three. Dalton tries to answer, and he does. Not for the first time tonight. Nymburk have just gone right back and gotten the 3 points to push it back to a 6-point lead. Kabaja kind of fumbles it. Gets it to Altali. And Pavel Pumperla gets in and commits the foul. So Ruban's been sitting for a while, checks back into the game presumably to see out the rest of the first half, and also Rogic. And Haltali off target from the line. This is both. Talked about Bandirma's struggles last week, just 5 of 15 at the free throw line. Dalton now. Great rebound by Haltali. And couldn't quite get it cleanly to Yilmaz. He would have been off to the races. Good hesitation, and then going up strong and scoring was Shingen. Wahacik penetrates and gets it to Paterka. Bandirma knock it out of bounds. 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. Bandirma not giving an inch really, except there they make a mistake on the inbounds play. Somebody got picked, and Paterka had an easy layup. That shouldn't happen on an inbounds underneath the basket. Hazer gets it over. Shingen open, so why not, he says. Clangs it off the back of the iron. Yilmaz goes in, not able to grab the basketball. It's one of those things. You want to take advantage of a player's size, but you don't want to discourage him from taking those threes. But again, it has to be kind of in the flow, and maybe sometimes coaches will say, let's work that shot clock a little bit more. Paterka with the drive as it knocked away. Here's Hazer on the break. Good aggressive play. Doesn't score though. Haltali then doesn't get the rebound, and an unsportsmanlike has been called on Yilmaz, and that's all because of the missed layup by Seamus Hazer. Yilmaz saying, go look at it. I was going for the ball. But again, that was a good defensive play for Bandirma, and Seamus Hazer had the basketball for what looked like an easy layup, and missed it, and that triggered the break the other way. They may call this off, actually. Well, I don't know. They might keep it, looking at it from that angle. Did not look like he was going directly for the ball. Yep, they're going to keep it. Yomad's got his wish. They looked at it again, but did not go his way. And Bohacic, who really had an outstanding World Cup for the Czech Republic, makes the first free throw. And the second as well. You know, Tomasz Satoransky was speaking recently in an interview with FIBA.basketball about how the Czech Republic had kind of experienced a basketball mania last summer with their team making it to the quarterfinals, and also talking about how this Nymburk team has really made people sit up and take notice. Peterka hits a three. Well, he is a great shooter. There is no doubt about it. He's open and rips the cords, calling timeout. Bandirma trying to halt this run at the end of the first half by Nymburk, which has seen them take command. Let's go down to the bench. Not too much of a difference when you consider the twos and the threes. Nymburk with one more two and one more three. That adds up to 5 points, and then you add their success at the free throw line. And that is the difference in the game. Dalton has a little bit of Andre Kirilenko-esque look to him, doesn't he? With that short hair running down the court, kind of same frame, his body. I'm sure he would consider that a compliment. Kirilenko, one of the all-time greats, former Eurobasket MVP. Obviously that long career in the NBA. Now the president of the Russian Basketball Federation. They're driving in, and the ball taken away. Here comes Dalton on the break. And Ruban gets inside. Boy, he made it what looked like it might be a slightly difficult play. Made it look easy. Hazer just was left for dead. Lead now, it's biggest of the game, 13 points for Nymburk. Hazer, bounce pass inside, good finish. Yomas gets that deficit back to 11 points with 2.5 minutes to go. Bohacic almost left his feet and came down. Peterka, again another three. How many? He hit 14 threes in the first leg, or rather the first game. And now Nymburk on fire again. 8 points as well for Peterka. Yomas back to Shingen, left wide open. Almost like a free throw for him. Prumpola, another three-pointer. No, Peterka, excuse me, I'm misidentifying him, folks. Should know him by now. He's been lighting it up. The lead has ballooned to 17 points. And Rogic whistled for the foul, so Hazer will go to the line. Amazing how quickly. Is that going to be 3 free throws? Amazing how quickly this Nymburk team can go on a run and double a lead, but that's exactly what they've done in the last couple of minutes.
Karşılaşmanın hakemleri pozisyonunu tekrar seyredecek.
They want to see if he was taking a three. Very close. It's his right foot. Is the right foot on the line? The referees, and they are saying 2 shots. So that's what I thought. Unfortunate, because Hazard was trying to keep both feet behind the line, and now he misses the first. Free throws have been an issue. Oh, excuse me. So they have said it was 3 shots, but it doesn't matter. I thought he said 2 shots, but 3 shots, and Hazard's missed the first 2. When's the last time you saw somebody miss 3 free throws in a row? Well, you're not going to see it there. He gets 1 out of 3. Ohachik launches it. Schengen comes down, and he's tied up by Ruban, and oh no, called a foul. So perhaps a stroke of good fortune there for Schengen. Could very easily have seen that be called a jump ball, but you could also see where the referee might thought that he fouled. So Schengen goes to the line, bends the knees, gets 1 to drop. Only gets 1, however. So that's 3 free throw misses on their last 5 attempts for Banvit. Look at that, 3 of 9 for Bandirma tonight. 7 of 11 for Nymburk. So neither team shooting lights out at the line. However, at least Bandirma forced the turnover. Verdict. Back to Kabaja. Hazard. Kabaja gets the bounce pass, goes up, and Schengen with the offensive rebound, tries to go for the putback jam. But the shot before that did not hit the rim, so the shot clock didn't reset. And another timeout has been called here. So Nymburk want to get the most out of this possession. So some full court pressure here by Bandirma in the last minute. Bandirma have a foul to give. And they do call it on Erdic.
17 numara Atakan Erdek birinci faul. Teksüt Bandirma'mızın 4. takım faulü.
Good denial there by Seamus Hazer as Bohacic goes out of bounds. Hazer goes over to help him out, help him up rather. The last shot coming for Bandirma. Three-point shot, and both off target from Yilmaz, and the attempted putback by Kabaja. So, well, it was a close game for a long time. Got to play. They throw it all the way down the court. He gets it. He throws it up. Unbelievable. Well, that'll put Vitoretta, give him a smile going to halftime, and that will certainly upset Georgia.
And now, Telecom Boston's Bond. Gonna push, alley-oop, oh baby! It is a high-flying show from the team from Germany. They're throwing everything up. They're putting on a show. Kendrick Gray behind the back. Oh, big-time three. Kendrick Gray and Dio Tria Barcalo. Kendrick Gray.
Now Spisu in the open floor, gets it down low, swatted by Lima. Wow, he was up there. Not in my house, he says.
Dijon up by 12 at home, game 1, round of 16, knockout stage. And what a beautiful play, and is that the knockout punch delivered by Dijon? What a pass by Axel Julien. Teamwork of the highest level.
Booker has it knocked away, pocket pick. Oh, what a block. Spiked that one against the backboard.
Right, sent to Ron for 3. And there for the follow, putback dunk is Kyle Wilcher. And that was done out of frustration because he has certainly not had it his own way tonight.
Hankins misses the put down. Chance to run here for Bandirma. They push. Great push. Nice pass. Super finish. And Yilmaz gets the 2, and they turn defense into offense. A chance for Feld in a run. Gives it up. Ramo in transition. Oh! Spiked it and said, take that. Jerusalem trying to break open the game here. Lead at 65-61. Timeout.
And has the ball knocked away. A good play by Tascarine. It's going to be an easy one. It's going to be Nick Johnson. A whirlybird special. Nice 360 from Nick Johnson. Look at this. You don't give me chances to have a 360. .48-33 basketball era basketball Nymburk rather on top of Teksüt Bandirma here in Turkey. Bandirma getting 10 points, 3 rebounds from Erkan Yilmaz, but they have been distinctly second best here in game 2 of this round of 16 series. Air basketball, Nymburk winning the first game, 92-70 last week. They're getting 11 points from Martin Peterka tonight. Vlahovic doing a little bit of everything, scoring, rebounding, and assists. You see he's got 6 rebounds and 6 assists to go with his 5 points. And therefore he is, not surprisingly, the highest rated player efficiency-wise in the basketball game. 16. That's an interesting indicator, kind of gives you a better all-around look at a player's contributions, the efficiency. But of course, a lot of players do a lot of positive things that don't show up in the stats. You don't have a stat for floor burns, for example, diving for loose balls, or making the pass that leads to the assist. Not necessarily the assist. Nymburk getting 11 points, 3 or 4 from deep from Martin Peterka. And again, they will face the winner of Telecom Baskets Spawn and Ike. Ike lead that series 1-0, 1-0 after last week. So Teksüt Bandirma, they've had their struggles. They've lost some players. Emmanuel Terry, for example, key big man. But
a very strong first half for you. Do you think this is as good as it can get?
I'm focused on playing the game. We need to play the game and keep doing what we're doing most of the time. And I hope we will keep doing it second half.
What was your main focus at the halftime?
First of all, they have too many offensive rebounds. We need to do a better job on this. And the moments we didn't score, it was because we didn't share the ball, we didn't move the ball enough, play our pace. So I think this is the 2 main things to emphasize.
Thank you very much.
okay, great insight from Orhan Amiel.
Coach, obviously a very young team. You have a very young team playing today. What would you like to say about the first half?
Yes, with the young team, we are playing with very experienced and organized Nymburk team. First quarter, we did our best, but second quarter, they made a lot of touches. We couldn't answer. Just we have to finish this second half as competitive than this.
Thank you very much.
Well, there's no doubt Hakan Demir up against it again. Everybody knows the story. They had to let a few players go, as business sometimes dictates, and because of that, they have they've lost a lot of quality. And Nymburk, meanwhile, it seems like they've only gotten stronger, and we're seeing it tonight. But Bandirma, they kept it close for a while. Let's see if they can go on a run here at the start of the third quarter to get themselves back into the game. Amiel talking about his team needing to do a better job on the boards. Well, second half action underway here in Bandirma. And it's Rudvan Onjay almost coming up with a steal. Now Dixon goes behind his back. Ruban, shot clock winding down, is going to have to put it up. He does. It was a rushed shot. Now Onjay gets it, and then up ahead it goes, and the dunk for Yilmaz, and he goes to 15 points. So well spotted by Rudvan Onjay, and Yilmaz the beneficiary. Another miss and another rebound for Yilmaz. Schengen over to Hajar. Hajar gets it right back. Beautiful pass. Beautiful finish. Showing us the left hand. Schengen. And quickly, and the dunk for big bad Zach Hankins. The Zach attack is back for Nymburk. Gomez misses with that attempt. Dixon, bounce pass, Ruban behind the back, but it was read and almost knocked away and stolen by Yilmaz, but Dalton takes the three. Rebound Zach Hankins, and Dixon makes them pay. Cannot give away second and third opportunities. Got to get those rebounds. Dixon with 10 points. He's played within himself tonight. He's done a good job. Now, Hazer, short, but Schengen there with the offensive rebound. Little pump fake, got Dalton off his feet. Thought he might get a foul called, but he'll take the 2 points. And back to a 14-point game now. Bohacic loses control of it, turns it over. Unjai goes right in and gets swatted. And then coming out of bounds was Dixon, so he wasn't able to get the basketball. Great hustle back by Dalton. Look at this block. Not in here, my friend. Take it back out. Nevertheless, Ruud van Unjai, that's his game. He likes to get to the rim. Likes to get to the basket. Here he goes again, probing. And tried to dump it off to Schengen, but it was easily read. No-look bounce pass, and it goes back to Bohacic. And lays it up and in, just silky smooth. And the lefty finish. So he and Ruban are just a joy to watch. Hankins battling down low, so Yilmaz launches one. Dalton rebounds the miss. Now up ahead it goes. Ruban lays it off to Hankins, and he is fouled by Schengen. No, there's a Kabajai. So it was on Schengen, as I thought at the beginning. So there's Hankins. Tell you what, these teams need to sort out their free throw woes. Because the deeper in the competition you go in the Basketball Champions League, it will become an issue. It will cost you in a big way if you miss too many. Right now, 3.5 minutes into the second half, and Nymburk have extended their lead now to 17 points. Onjai drives in. Hankins hands it off to Ruban. Dixon knocked away. Habajat gets it over to Ruud van Onjai. So, Bandirma into the final in year one. Have always been one of the most competitive teams in the Basketball Champions League, but clearly right now struggling. Ruud van Onjai puts it up from deep. Well, maybe some of that three-point shooting magic from Dixon must have rubbed off on him. He was close to him, and he leaned into it. Ruud van Onjai wanting a foul called as well, but he doesn't get it. We're going to see another answer three. Yes, we are. How many times tonight? That's at least three. Three occasions when Nymburk have gone down and followed up a Bandirma three-pointer with a three of their own. Oh boy, that's a bad turnover. Now Ruban is going to take it all the way himself and score. And Nymburk right now just kind of delivering a basketball lesson. And you really do wonder, the more you watch this team, is this a team not only that can win the Basketball Champions League, but will win it? You know, what is their weakness? Do they have a weakness? You know, perhaps down low, are their bigs physical enough, maybe against some of the other teams that they're going to run up against? Would they, for example, be able to handle Shermadini? Well, they did handle Iberostar Tenerife. They beat them in the group, first place. The ball fumbled it away. No, but more specifically, you know, if they face Ike, for example, how will they fare in that? And good play down low, and they're just starting to really turn it on now, Nymburk against Bandirma. Ike have Jure Grant. He will cause some problems. Certainly in that front court, you would imagine. Oh, good swat by Hankins, swooping in, blocking Rudvan Unjai. They've got physical, you know, Ike have physical players like Mario Chalmers. Obviously, we saw Kendrick Ray in all of his glory last week. He went off for 27 points. That was badly needed. They've got the likes of Risikopoulos, Machulis, Mavroidis if they want him. Marcus Slaughter, another big physical player, played almost, played 26 and a half minutes last week. So if Ike is the team that Nymburk would face if they go ahead and dispatch Bandirma in 2 games, it could be that that'll be the area of the game that you have to watch, that front court. And it'll be a challenge as well, guarding the likes of Keith Langford. Out on the perimeter. Three-pointer by Bohacic. Nobody boxes out. Dalton swoops in, another three-pointer. And another offensive rebound, but not able to hold on to it, Bohacic. So it's going to be Nymburk it's going to be Bandirma basketball. Bohacic goes out. Just some low fives from his teammates. Shingen. Rogic back in, gets it to Hankins, and then he fumbles it away. Erdic goes behind his back. One-way traffic right now, though. It's all Aero Basketball Nymburk, leading at 63-42. Rudvan Unjai. He leaned into a 3 earlier. Here he is taking another one, and he hits it. Well, that was a good decision. He had the 3 earlier if he wanted it, but he passed it and then called it and stepped into it, and that was the right decision. Paterka wide open, and Altali not able to get the rebound. Hankins able to get it to his teammate. Now he gets it back, and then he takes the contact, and he will go to the line for three-point play. Well, there have been a few times in this third quarter when Nymburk have really just attacked the offensive glass, and it has helped them in a big way. Farcic checks into the game. Good to see him out there. Also Pavel Pompula for Nymburk. Oh, amazing run in an attempted dunk, and Yilmaz is fouled. So he gets a couple of free throws. Zach Hankins called for the foul. Watch this. Probably had a good block, but they called the foul, I think, on the body. Nymburk won game 1 last week in front of a big crowd at home, and here they are on top 65-46, and their fans have to be really excited about the prospects. Who knows, maybe Nymburk, if they can keep winning and get to the Final Four, they might be a host. Prague has hosted Final Fours before. Another bump in the foul on Haltali. I'm guessing that's something that a lot of clubs would like to do. They like to host a Final Four. They've got a lot of basketball to play before that decision is made. Ball goes out of bounds. Boy, Benda has been around, hasn't he? "37 years of age, Peter Benda, rather. Hazer. Back to Kabaja for 3. That's more like it for Bandirma. He's definitely got some potential, doesn't he? A player like that can shoot it as consistently as he has. 3 of 3 tonight. Wow. Shafarchik has it taken away. Hazer on the break and takes it all the way. Maybe should have given it up to Erdic. The second time on the break where Hazer hasn't been able to finish. And again, almost taking the basketball away. And Rogic hoping to keep the basketball at this end, but the possession error. He just kind of lost it as he went up. And Kavaja reached in and tied him up. Well, Bandirma need to make a run here. They need to try to get a couple of quick baskets here against this Nymburk team to head over to the bench feeling good about themselves here at the end of the third quarter. They want to hold it for 1, and the reach and the foul called on Shafarchik.
94 numara Peter Safarchik birinci faul. Aaron Nymburk ikinci takım faulü.
Off 1 foot, and Hazer misses. Maybe he was in a little bit more of a rush than he needed to be. And with that, the third quarter is over. And it's Era Basketball Nymburk on top here at Bandirma, 65-49. So fourth quarter underway here. Nymburk have not lowered the boom yet, but they are on the verge of doing so. Up 16 points. And Hazer reaches in. If there's anything he can do, he can certainly be a pest out on the perimeter, start these breaks. And there, Erdek shows he can finish. Maybe that's the way to go next time. Hazer learned his lesson previously, gives it up. And Bandirma now trail by 14 points. Benda. And Porpela misses. Hazer another rebound. And then Hazer just lost it. Not a good turnover. Terka's out there, so Altali has to keep an eye on him. Abijah gets rid of it. Erdek. Shot clock down to 5. Good defense by Bend. Erdek launches it from behind the arc, and there'll be a new 14 for Bandirma. Amiel not wanting to take any chances, gets his starting 5 back out there. Senses Bandirma getting a whiff of a comeback. Altali spins, nice pump fake, and gets it up and in. Great footwork. And it's a 12-point basketball game. Bandirma have got to rebound, something they haven't done well in the second half. And now Hazer, you know, they say keep your hands up on defense, and that's why you might pick off a pass and they have a chance to get it down to 10, maybe 9 with a three-pointer. Oh, Kabajah for 3. Will it be 4 for 4? Nope, he's short this time. Hazer going for the steal, making a real pest of himself. Ruban, Dixon, wide open. And Kabajah with the board, and you feel it. The comeback is coming here. Hazer, jump stop, gets it back, and just does not finish. Dixon into the corner. Bohacik, pump fake. Good reach by Bandirma, forcing another turnover by Bohacik. And now Ruban reaches in and commits the foul. Good fight here by Bandirma late in the game. Trying to give themselves a chance.
Teksüt Bandirma'mızda oyuna dahil olan oyuncumuz 10 numaralı formasıyla Rıdvan Öncel. Oyundan çıkan oyuncumuz 22 numaralı formasıyla
Well, they're going to miss Hazer's defense down the perimeter. I'd be surprised if he doesn't come back out after a couple of minutes of a breather, but Rudvan Onjai has also done pretty well. Now wide open, and they have left Yilmaz open, and he's drilled another 3, and it's a single digits now. 9 points for Bandirma, giving their fans plenty of cause for hope with the start of this fourth quarter. They have been the better team, forcing Ordan Amiel to call timeout.
Like we careless with the ball. Like we best not to the right spot. What's going on? Come back. Share the ball, pass the ball, move the ball. Everybody overhold it for 1 second. And then we miss the timing of passing. Right? Play horns down. Horns down. Come on. Let's go. Oh, wait. We go 22. Defense. 1, 2, 3. Hey.
Well, Batman's in the house tonight. almost wonder if fair basketball Nymburk maybe lost a little bit of their concentration with such a big lead at the end of 3 quarters. That combined with Bandirma coming out and really giving it a go. Oh, might have been a tough call on Erdik there. Maybe a little bit of pressure. Maybe Nymburk could be vulnerable to a little pressure. Wahacik launches. And there's Dalton with another offensive rebound. Ruban knocked out of his hands by Yilmaz. And now Yilmaz just takes it away. Look at this. Yilmaz is playing like a man possessed. Tried to get the foul called. Now Dixon. Great hustle back by Ruban. And now the crew chief Glizic tries to calm things down. So they have called a technical foul on the bench. They were arguing they thought Yilmaz got fouled on the break. But Nymburk did hustle back to play D. So the free throw, the technical free throw, takes it back to a 10-point lead. Now Dixon on the baseline. And look at the battle for the boards again, won by Hankins. Ruban. And another foul called. A hold. A hold on Yilmaz.
Yılmaz ikinci faul. Teksüt Bandirma'mızın ikinci takım faulü. Teksüt Bandirma'mızda oynayan ayrı oyuncumuz 22 numaralı formasıyla Şeyhmuz Azer.
Well, they must have called him for a foul on the push going up to Hankins, not a hold. Well, kind of a loose pass picked up. Ruban gets it, hands it off. And have they counted it?
28 numara Alperen Şengün dördüncü faul.
Yes, they have. Great play by Hankins, keeping his concentration. So the N1 takes it back up to a 13-point lead. 4 minutes now into the fourth quarter. Banvard have had their run. The lead has grown again. And the pressure almost forcing a turnover. Good catch, though, by Yilmaz. Ruud van Onjai puts it on the deck and travels. So a chance for Bandirma reacting. And they hand it off, and they're going to count it. Boy, what a strong finish that was by Şengün. Great hustle. That's why you have to break. You have to hustle down as a team. Don't sit back and watch. Şengün was there and not only in position to make the catch, but showed great strength to catch it, control it, and then shoot and score. And you do wonder about Nymburk. Maybe are they ruthless enough? Because they have been on top in this game and they have not put Bandirma away. Still feel like it's going to be Nymburk's game. But Bandirma, they're not going quietly here. Onjai playing the D. Dixon slipped down.
bandırmamızın 4.
And then
takım faulü.
Ruban fouled by Rudvananjai. So it's now 4 fouls on Bandirma with 5.5 minutes remaining in this quarter. Hauser back in the game. He's caught his breath. And you can believe, you can anticipate that Hauser is really going to try to wreak some havoc with his defense here. And here he is getting tangled up. The ball goes to Hauser. Not able to pick it up until it was too late. So he had to pull it back out. Hauser is open in the right corner. There for the follow. Shingen. And yet, once again, great drive by Erdich. The defense was there for the block, but again, Shingen was in position to hustle and crash on the boards. Bohacic didn't find a man to box out. He just stood there, and Shingen was able to easily score with a putback. Bandirma, 5 of 10 from the floor in this quarter, just 1 of 8 for Nymburk, and Bandirma playing for the Basketball Champions League lives. What a story it would be if they were to come back and get an upset. Kabaja call for the foul on Dalton. And Dalton takes his time and makes the first. Well, Nymburk have led by as many as 21 points in the third quarter, but have not slammed the door shut. 2 free throws take it back up to a 10-point advantage. Now I think they're going to is their finger in the eye. Onjai just stopped. It was by Ruban. He goes up and checks on him to make sure he's okay. So they called the foul on Wojtek Ruban. And Onjai might have to come out if he can't see. Okay, so Yilmaz, that gets Yilmaz back in the game. So you lose a ball handler, but you get a score, probably a bigger score back in the game. Yilmaz 16 points tonight. Shingen has 17 with 11 rebounds. The young man, the young 17-year-old with a double-double for Bandirma. Yilmaz misses. Shingen battling on the boards, but now Bohacic has it. Ruban on the break and pulls up and drills the 3. Just like that, it goes back to a 13-point advantage. Hauser almost has it taken away by Bohacic. Hauser from 3. With a foul on Kabaja, pushing off on Bohacic.
Teksüt Bandirma'mızla oynadı ayrılan oyuncumuz 7 numaralı formasıyla Furkan Halkalı.
I wouldn't say necessarily that Nymburk have wobbled, but they haven't been as convincing as it looked as if they might be during the third quarter when they had that big lead. But they still open the lead back up to 14 points as Coach Demir looks on from the bench. And Bohacic indeed takes it now to a 15-point lead. And again, you get a feel for the quality of depth that this Nymburk team has. All those guys sitting on the bench and watching. Of course, some of those guys are on the court when Bandirma, keep saying Banvit, excuse me, Bandirma made their run. Schengen. Oh, strong move by Schengen. You can only be impressed by his performance tonight. He clearly must be raising some eyebrows with what he's done. Oh, what a riposte from Ruban. Goes all the way to the other end and draws the foul as well. So, three-point play opportunity. And he does complete it, so 15 points. So 15 points now for Ruban, 5 rebounds and 4 assists. And Hazard, as he drives in, the defense reaches in, knocks the ball out of his hands and off of his legs. And that was Bahacic. So credit Bahacic with that forcing the turnover. Bounce pass inside, Hankins flies. Now, Bandirma in a race against the clock. They don't have time. They've got to launch it. Yilmaz for 3. And Hazard commits to foul. Well, it's been an interesting game. In so much that Bandirma looked like they were going to be run out of the gym in the third quarter. They've made a nice comeback to get it back to a single-digit deficit, but really the quality and experience of Nymburk has shown through here in the last few minutes as they have opened up a big lead again. These playoffs, you never know. Kablis, for example, led by as many as 12 points tonight over Kasadamont Zaragoza in Lithuania, but now they trail by 3 points. 6.5 minutes to go. Lots and lots of runs. Ball goes off of Hautale. On this performance, you would say that Schengen is the more polished weapon. But Hautale certainly has got a lot of potential, as does Kabaja. And now Dalton answers with the 3. So basketball Nymburk take it back up now to a 21-point lead, and they are putting an exclamation mark on this round of 16 series with Bandirma. Yilmaz passes it back outside. Schengen. Wow. I'll tell you what, he might just be the player of the game. I mean, he's been that good tonight. 17 years of age. I mean, you have to pinch yourself to remember that that's the case. Yilmaz came in, good block, good effort by him. So again, let's talk about Alperen Schengen. 22 points, 12 rebounds. Let's have a couple turnovers, but he's blocked a shot. He's plus 24 efficiency. The only player with a higher efficiency is Ruban for the Czech Republic at plus 25. So that tells you how good those two players are. Schengen, for the fact that at his age he's been able to come out and do what he's done tonight. That has got to leave you impressed. And Ruban, quietly, a plus 25 efficiency. I mean, he just makes an impact on the game at some point, but now Schengen hits the three-pointer, and he is going to have the highest rated efficiency after that. That'll take him up to 25 points. And here he is with the assist, the rebound. So now Schengen with a plus 28 efficiency, 5 points, 13 rebounds. So there is a lot to be excited about, really. you know, these Bandirma fans, Teksüt Bandirma fans will, you know, look back one day and say, we just watched Schengen as his career was taking off. 17 years of age. Hazer drills the three. Speaking of youngsters, although he's now in his early 20s. 21. Seamus Hazer. It's back to a 22-point deficit. And Nymburk will take as much time off the clock, presumably, as they can. And look who gets the rebound and put back. Ruban, very quietly. I'll just add to my tally, he says. And that's going to be it. So, Aero Basketball Nymburk complete a 2-0 sweep of this Basketball Champions League round of 16 series against Teksüt Bandirma. They win it 86-72. Final score, Aero Basketball Nymburk win it 86-72 over Teksüt Bandirma. Well, all smiles. This is a team that's moving on in the playoffs and just taking care of business tonight on the road. Thanking the home fans and also thanking some of their own fans that made the trip. And really for Bandirma, you just have to applaud their youth. I mean, and Yilmaz as well played well tonight. But Schengen especially was just sensational. Sensational Schengen. 28 points for the young man. No, 25 points rather, 23 rebounds and plus 28 efficiency. And those are the numbers. 17 of 23 at the line for Nymburk, just 5 of 12 for Bandirma. And Nymburk out rebounding Bandirma in the end. Bandirma actually closed the gap in the assist department and finished with 5 more steals. Schengen with the 25 points. Ruban 19. He almost had 16 points. But all in all, you just felt like Aero Basketball Nymburk were the better team for longer stretches. Just a little bit more quality in their team, a little more depth, more experience, and they showed it tonight. So they will be getting ready to face either Ike or Telecom Basket Spawn. Remember, Ike lead that series 1-0 after last week's opening game, and they will play in Bonn this week. Schengen's offensive rebounds. Ruban just continues to produce. And he does it really at times quietly. You don't realize how many points, but that was Ruban there scoring. Or was that Hank? Yeah, that was Dalton bringing it. He brings a lot of length for the shot blocking, but also is able to drill the three-pointer. Just a lot of weapons offensively. In the end, 13 of 30 for Teksüt Bandirma from three-point range. 13-31 for Air Basketball Nymburk. 3 of 5 for Paterka. Had 11 points, only played just under 13 minutes. So, Air Basketball Nymburk win the series 2-0 with winning it tonight, 86-72, and they'll be keeping their eyes on that other game between Telekom Basketball and Ike. If Ike win that one in Germany, that'll be tonight, tipping off in about 20 minutes. And then Nymburk and Ike will trade blows in the quarterfinals. Otherwise, if that game goes to a game 3, that series goes to a game 3, then Nymburk will have to wait and find out. Thanks for watching, folks. Air Basketball Nymburk win it 86-72 at Teksüt Bandirma.